Yo, what is going on, guys? Winner Kills here, and welcome to a brand new locals feature match. Here we are in round 2 for the week. We have yours truly on the left playing Adventurer Marincess versus Adventurer Spright on the right. So we're going to see them go first here, leading with Enchantress, and I actually do have the bell for the Enchantress. And then they're going to follow up with Pot of Prosperity for 6, revealing double starter, Enchantress, a blue, and a Imperm. And they're going to go ahead and take the starter. They'll activate the starter and summon out blue. They'll take 1100 to go ahead and search out Jet. And Jet is going to go ahead and search out a copy of Smashers here. So pretty standard opening for them. You know, I was kind of expecting my opponent to be on Spright. You know, and Bell kind of good against Spright for stopping things like, Elf. Totally awesome trying to negate a monster. But also, I saw him fire the Enchantress. Like, you know what? I could technically bell this. So I did. And I think it was correct because they were going to set up Adventurer stuff. And that meant, if I was trying to hold it for a Toad, it was just going to get negated anyways. So I figured I might as well just stop him from getting access to the Adventure Engine outright. But they're going to go ahead and resolve Spright and Angler. Summon out 2 Beavers, go into Gigantic, get access to Swap. Get Red on board as well here. And then they're going to go for Elf, bring back out Swap, go for Totally Awesome, and set a Smashers and one other card. So they're going to end on Toad, Elf, Red, 2 set. And I do have Cosmic Cyclone main decked here. And the Cosmic Cyclone would have been fantastic at this point. But I didn't want to blind it into a 50-50 right off the rip. I remember thinking to myself in this position, I was like, this Cosmic Cyclone would be really good here. But not so good into 2 set because, I have a 50% chance of hitting the Smashers. And I'm like, what could the other set be? Maybe something like an Imperm. Could be another starter. Could be, hell, Gamma Burst even. I didn't want to fire that 50-50. So I just go ahead and normal summon Spring Girl. I'm like, all right, this is not looking too hot. I didn't see any Adventurer cards. I didn't see any Cashier stuff because I do play 3 Fenrir in the deck. So I'm like, this is kind of rough. And I go for the blue Slug. And I go Chain Link 1 Slug, Chain Link 2 Spring Girl. I'm like hoping, maybe I mill a name here. That way when I add the Spring Girl back, I have a way to summon it. And I didn't go for Sea Angel because I already have, both Dive and Battle Ocean. But, looking back, I technically maybe could have gone for Sea Angel to add another copy of Dive. So, anticipating him negating the Dive with the Toad. Because Toad doesn't negate activation, so I could activate another copy if I had searched out a second one. And been able to keep playing like that. But of course, on resolution, he could just Elf, bring back out the Toad. And that would be kind of rough. So he'd be able to negate the second Dive anyways if he really wanted to do that. But that means both of the Toad negates would be out of the way. I'd still have to technically worry about a red negate too, and also the possibility of a Smashers. So not looking too hot. So at this point, I'm like, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and fire here, fire off the Cosmic, and of course it was a Gamma Burst. So he does use that. It's gonna give every link to rank 2 or level 2 monster with 1400 additional attack. So I'm gonna go ahead and attack into main phase 2, into the Toad with the blue Slug, so I can get it in the graveyard to be able to use Spring Girl. But then I'm thinking like, all right, well I could do this technically, and search out another Dive if he even lets me get that far. But I was like, you know what? There's just no possible way I'm winning at this point. Like I think no matter how I sequence it with that hand, there's no beating that board with how weak I opened. There's definitely not a good going second hand. But yeah, so we go into game 2. Quick shout out to Imperium Duelist, guys. Check them out, the link below. Discount code down there as well. And if you guys are buying anything on TCG Player, please feel free to use my affiliate link down in the description below. Anytime you guys shop and check out, using that link, a small bit of the revenue from your purchase will go right back into the channel and helps out a ton. So here I end up starting with Sign Up Mining, pitching Sign Up Mining. Always love that. And then normal summoning Blue Tang. I go ahead and dump the Seahorse here for a pretty standard line. Then we go ahead and link 1 into Slug to add back the Seahorse, Chain Link 2 Tang. We find, I think, 1 card off of that. I believe it was a Pascalis. I think I drew Double Judgment in the opening hand as well, so that was always good to see. And then we summon out the Seahorse and link that into Sea Angel, and that is going to go ahead and search us out Battle Ocean, as I believe I already have Dive in hand. And then we're going to go ahead and link 2 into Anemone. Activate Dive, or activate Battle Ocean, sorry. And it's unfortunate that I revealed Pascalis because, like, I would have rather that have been any other level 4 Marincess, so I could have just, like, or literally any other Marincess in general. So I could have, like, summoned out a Pascalis from deck and then summoned the one I got off the Blue Tang. I always hate getting Pascalis off Blue Tang. But importantly here, I do want to point out a misplay that I made. I should have summoned out Mandarin off of Dive instead of Basili Llama, because I could have linked off the Anemone and the Mandarin into Triangle, added back the Mandarin, discarded it to search Wave, and then linked off the, well, first use Mandarin to bring itself back, targeting the Coral Triangle, and then linking off the Mandarin and the Blue Tang into Crystal Heart, and then linking off the Crystal Heart and the Triangle into Argonaut. So I would have unaffected Argonaut with the Wave Search and double set Judgment. I wouldn't have equipped all 3, so I could still use the Wave at any point. So yeah, I would have been ending on the same board, but I would have had Wave in hand. I really over prioritized the Destruction Protection from Basili Llama, but you know, against Spright, especially Adventurer Spright, the forms removal the deck has isn't going to really come via Destruction by card effect. So that was just a big misplay on my behalf. And I remember taking a second to pause after the match, thinking like, yeah, why didn't I do that game too? That was a little rough on my end, but either way, my opponent is going to activate Rite of Aramis here. I do negate that with Argonaut. I definitely can't let that walk. Then they have Twin Twister pitching Enchantress. I'm like, okay, so Twin Twister targeting my 2 sets. I have to negate that. I can't let him take out both my Judgments and let his plays walk for free. He normal summons Beaver. I'm like, that's also a no-brainer Judgment. Now I'm down to 2,000. He's also got Starter, which is just nuts at this point. That's going to go ahead and bring out Jet. I'm like, great. He brings out Jet. This means he's already got blue in hand. So this man opened like literally pitch perfect to be able to get through the board that I had made. But this is where, you know, if I would have had Wave in hand, I'd still have one more interruption to stop him at least one more point in this combo. And that was, you know, what ended up making a big difference there and why I wanted to bring that up. But that's, you know, why I love Mandarin so much. It's just one monster that can just be like a double, like it's one card that's 2 bodies essentially at any point during certain combos. You know, link climb to Coral Triangle with it, and then, you know, bring it back and help make a Crystal Heart. Like, just really awesome card all around. Doesn't like eat up hand advantage or anything. One of the like it's not like similar to other Marincess extenders, like a lot of them always summon from hand, but very, very unique and very, very clutch card that I feel like anybody playing Marincess, regardless of your build, you should definitely be playing Mandarin. Such an incredible extender. So I see him search out the Gamma Burst, and then he's going to go ahead and summon out the blue. I'm like, oh great, you know, he's already got the blue in hand, and he's going to go ahead and grab red with blue, right? And, you know, maybe if he knew I had Wave in hand, right, maybe he searches Carrot there, right? And then he goes into Sprind, and Sprind dumps the Angler, and like, you know, maybe if this is, you know, if I had Wave, if I hit the Sprind there, right, you know, I give him an option, either let it, you know, he lets it go through and doesn't negate with the Carrot, or he does negate with Carrot, tributing off the Sprind, and still sends, right, and summons out 2 bodies. It's just a rough situation all around, man. I don't know, because like I feel like if he knew I had Wave in hand, he definitely would have gone for Carrot, and that's just insulating his board through everything else. But even then, maybe I just wave the Jet, or yeah, probably wave the Jet to keep him off Gamma Burst, because well, he doesn't even use Gamma Burst. He just uses Pixies here to be able to get over the Argonaut, and I think I just lose there anyways, because it's just enough damage over top. Yeah, that was rough. I don't know. I feel like I Maybe searching the wave there wouldn't matter. I was a little upset that I didn't see the line to do it, and probably cost me the game. Maybe it didn't matter. I don't know. That's going to do it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Last but not least, a huge shout out goes to our Divine Level channel members, our Pony Star, Cadillac 84, Destino, HG8 Cyber, and Misfit. Thank you guys so much as always for your very kind and extremely generous support of this channel.